How you doing? Just want to do a little bit of a video. It's just going to be a quick one today. So I've just got a nice new clean shot here. Poloniex, Polonie Exchange, whatever the hell, however you say that word. I'm on that place with Bitcoin USDT. But I think look, one thing I just really wanted to stress before I go into this, 'cause look, it's going to be a quick video today, but I just wanted to really just sort of touch on the, I guess, community sentiment of the market at the moment. Like, we've seen the old traditional waves where you reach up, excitement, disbelief, euphoria, and then you sort of work your way down, like stress and denial and anxiety and capitulation and all this stuff as we sort of make our way down. And I think where people are right now, and some of the response, people thought that we reached despair many months ago, and depression, but I think I'm really starting to see a lot of it come out of the woodworks now with the way that people are talking to each other. I think it's pretty sad. I mean, everyone's lost a lot of money, and I think more than ever now, you guys need to start being nice to each other rather than insulting, berating, or belittling each other. And the other thing as well is I'm starting to see a lot of people that have made some really poor decisions and really poor choices, and as empathetic as I am towards them, and because I've done the same thing, I'm just seeing a lot of blaming and a lot of finger pointing. Everyone makes mistakes now and again. Everybody has a call on a project or a coin or the general TO or some market sentiment, and these things change. Things happen. People get it wrong. There are things that people see that other people don't see. There's things that people see and they might see, but they don't think it's relevant. And it's not just in crypto. The same thing is in anything, such as forex or even just the stock market. Like, people go broke and make mistakes all the damn time by following hype, following false information, all kinds of things. And I think there's this lot of stuff going on about the whole ETF thing at the moment. The ETF was nothing. That means nothing. It's a drop. Like, that affects, I guess that affects the whole market. But anything that they talk about with the SEC adding regulation does not mean shit to the rest of the world. It affects the United States of America and the citizens that use those that are bound by those laws. It doesn't affect us here in Australia. And if you think, SEC is putting a ban on this, affects anything, America needs to get its head out of its ass. The world does not revolve around America. And I think you need to understand, whales use this kind of news to pump things and dump things. Like this whole ETC thing. I've seen people talking about how it's going to reach $100 a coin. I said to sell 2 days ago. And it's like 20% down now. Like, it's ridiculous. Just like fundamental news does not mean shit in the short term. In the long term, it can affect things. Like, I think when you look at the fundamentals of, the viability of a coin and what it can do, and what it's going to be able to achieve long term, 100%, the fundamentals can come into play there. But in the short term, fundamental news does not mean anything positive in the market, because people just use it to pump and to dump, and it's just simply what it is. Now, again, the same thing with this whole, Bitcoin's on a run, it's bullish, it's going to the moon. It looked like it. There was an inverted head and shoulders. It was going up, and while I never personally believed it, and I made that very clear from the word go, a lot of people did. And when I seen the charts, they started charting, and they were ignoring this wave and just counting this wave, and they were doing lots of silly things. But that's because people get excited. Excitement, greed. Any of these things are very powerful emotions and can make people do things that they don't realize. So rather than blaming everyone for following on this stuff, just remember that these people have really, they've made that decision. They've probably lost some money as well. But you also remember, this is never advice. They're not saying you must do this. They're simply saying, look, this is what I see. This is what I think. This is probably my course of action. But this is not financial advice. If you do something similar, set stop losses, body positions, but rarely will you see someone, unless they're a signals group, give you a buy-in place and an exit place. Very, very, very rarely. Very rarely. And if you're relying on that, you should not be trading. You should not be trading, because if you're relying on somebody else telling you when to buy and when to sell, you are not trading. You're just jumping off of a cliff, and you need to be doing things like, if you're going to be trading, it's like, what are your position sizes? How much are you buying at a time? How much Bitcoin worth or how much dollar worth of Bitcoin are you buying? Like, are you doubling down? Are you tripling down? When are you buying it? And again, if you want to know this stuff, there are plenty of courses that teach you how to do it. But rather than getting all cracked up that people are charging for a course, people are putting time and effort into making these. Yeah, you can Google it for free, but if you want it in one place, there are plenty of places. There are plenty of places that you guys can go to get this information for free. But if you want it in a condensed place, in a subjectivized, condensed learning environment in units, you do a course. Do a course, and it will help you out. It really, really, really will. And I'm not just saying this because I'm working on a course at the moment, because again, it's not about that. It's about people need to stop blaming each other. And the amount of comments I've seen at the moment of people posting, like I see, another group song goes, everyone was bullish and now we've lost money. Like, where are these people now? Blah, blah. Again, they're just throwing blame. If you buy at the top of a pump when you know we've just broken resistance and we've slowed down and we've started going sideways, why the hell are you buying there? It is going to retrace. If we didn't learn that, if you didn't learn that here, let's go back. If you did not learn that here, when this shot up, if you did not learn that this is going to pull back here, and you didn't apply that here, you should not be trading. And I'm saying this as supportively as I can, because it really upsets me while I'm seeing I've not personally been getting blamed for anything, because I was warning about this from the whole time. But it upsets me when I see people saying some really horrible stuff about the people that really believed in what they were seeing. That is bullshit. It needs to stop, and there's everything that's wrong with the crypto community at the moment. It is fucking disgusting. Mind my language. But these people are going out of their way to provide content for you for no good reason other than they want to see you succeed. If they get it wrong, they get it wrong. But if you're buying here, that's not their fault, that's yours. Everyone started crying bullish here. If you didn't buy here, and someone had to be buying here, or the price wouldn't have got there, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. You should have set a stop here anyway, just in case. If you bought here, I'm salty as I didn't buy here, because again, my chart was, originally there was a descending wedge and you come down and you would hit and would come down. And have we done that? Yeah. I didn't originally ever do an Elliott wave. But I think it really, infuriates me when I see people, everyone's trying to find someone to blame instead of taking some responsibility. If something shoots up 40%, it's not sustainable. Look at OST. It went 240%. It's probably at 80% of that ripped back now. Someone had to buy that at the top. Why? Because someone said, oh, this is good, it's on this thing, everyone's going to chase the pump. If people did not learn here, they are never going to learn. Stop trading now. Stop it. Stop losing your money and stop blaming people, because it's not okay. It's really, really, really not okay. Now here, what's going to happen here is, if these descending wedges come into play, again, this is the one that this green line was what most people were operating with. We've gone up, we've rejected, we've come down, we've bounced up through it. We've hit my trend line that I drew originally. Again, they're both perfectly valid, but because they've both been respected, this one's been breached and thrown down, they've both been respected. It's come down, bounce, hit, rejected, come back down, tried again, rejected, come back down. They're both valid trend lines, completely. So what's going to happen here is we're going to have some kind of a descending wedge formation happen, or the Elliott wave, the golden wave is coming down here, and this is my target area. This is where I think Bitcoin is going. Some people are saying 3,000. Myself, this is my target area. It's 3.8 to about 4.8. Oh, that's $1,000. How can you? Because I don't know how many people have stop losses here. Stop losses organically increase the drop of Bitcoin massively. Roll on, it could go to $2,000, and it all comes down to stop losses. Stop losses make things drop. But again, I think it's just a very smart decision to say, again, I'm not saying this buy here because it's going to moon. It could moon, it could not. But this here also looks like a up, down, up, down, up. If we go up, people are going to start, it's probably going to what, 600, 800? About here, 600, 800. And and get rejected back down here. Head and Shoulders takes us down. Again, if this hits 6,800 and people start buying, you're nuts. Because again, that's going to happen. Everyone's just going to start blaming everyone again. Oh, they said we're going to break out of a descending wedge. There is a descending wedge. There's also an inverted Head and Shoulders. Sorry, not an inverted. There's also a Head and Shoulders, which is bearish unless it is inverted. The Elliott wave also says we're going here. There are so many things that come into play that can happen. So please stop blaming each other. Again, if you're really stressed, hit me up. I'm full of bants. I'm great for a chat. This is what I do. My family relies on me to do this to make money. I have 2 kids. I homeschool. You know, I got my partner at home. She does not work. Like, I have just as much writing on this as everyone else. So I understand stress and anguish and frustration. Hit me up. But please, stop berating, belittling, and tearing down other people that are going out of their way to providing you some content about a potential price forecast. It always says potential. This is not advice. Like, stop blaming. Stop reading between the lines. Potential price forecast, $10,000. Oh, $10,000. Like, where's the rest of the sentence? You know what I mean? Like, just pay attention. Pay very careful attention to what actually gets said, and before you go making a decision. Now here, we've come down. We've reached oversold. We just hit it. We've got a little bit of a lip up. Could this happen? Yeah, but we've seen what happened every time we hit a green candle. Until we get confirmation, I'm not buying in. Again, this wave down here when we did this fib. Boom. When I said full disclosure, I bought here. Yeah, I did. I bought here in the 618 fib. Actually, I bought at 7,000 actually, just in case that held above the trend there. Because if that bounced, it was going to go up, but I also set a fucking stop. So if this thing drops, which it did, I ended up pulling out at 6,800. Sorry, 6,790. Because I'm like, this is done. This is going down. Boom. My stop was originally set at 6,600. Now again, I've just saved myself from there to there. You know, I saved myself an extra like 2%. You say, oh, 2% is not much, but you save or make 2% a day, it all adds up. A bank gives you that in a year. You know what I mean? But I think you really need to start looking at this. Learn how to use fibs. You know what I mean? Like for me, the risk and reward was not there. Like it just simply, you know, it just simply never was. Like even if for us on the weekly, we needed to go to 10K. We needed to go to 10K right here to set a new higher high. If something's bullish, you need to set a new higher high. We've set a lower high, did we not? We set a lower high. We needed to set a higher high. Now, if you use your risk and reward, higher high compared to the lower low, and we were just here. We come back down here to that fib, which again, wait for a retracement. You don't buy here, you wait for the retracement. You buy in the dip on the way up. Don't buy in the dip on the way down. It looks pretty fucking even Stevens to me. Look at that. It's exactly the same. Why would you put all your eggs in one basket? There you go. Let's make it a bit more. Okay. Why would you put all your eggs in one basket for this is definitely not when that is as even as that is right there? It's absolutely nuts. Now, if we had to set a higher high, you know, say I had to set a higher high, and that was if it was an Elliott wave. You know, that's where I got that from. If that wasn't, you know, like that there, like from where we are now, it's starting to look a lot better because there's less risk. But again, your risk needs to be where your stop loss is. But I think you really need to start looking at this stuff, guys. Use the tools that you have and just stop. Like no one goes to church and then, like unless they're nuts, and then goes and kills someone and then says, "Oh, but you know, I feel guilty. I feel really bad right now. You know, I was told that if I believed in God and I repent and I ask for forgiveness, that I'd stop feeling guilty, but I don't." You still feel like shit because you've done something wrong. You don't blame God or the Bible. That's your own fucking mistake. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You don't jump off of a cliff because someone tells you to unless you see how far down is it? Is it wavy? Is the water smooth? Are there rocks? Is it far? Is the water straight down? Does it tuck in? Does it tuck out? Could I die? Why are you doing the same thing here? It's beyond me. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry for the rant. I really am. I really hope people are doing okay. I really do. Because I want to support people. That's what I'm here to do. But please stop blaming each other. Stop throwing abuse. Stop getting narky at each other because it's wrong. It is so wrong. These people have to feel like absolute shit because you've made a really disgusting. You've made a horrible choice to say some disgusting things about them because of your actions, your choice of your actions. Accept some responsibility. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.